This national park is an enclave for refined birds that settle here, trapeze artist communities. The viudinas, or the widows, are not in mourning. They haven't lost their mates, although their names refer to that situation. They are dark seabirds, painted with a fine brush and a snowflake on their pileus. They have built their nests with seaweed and will breed the chick or the couple there. The sharp beaks and webbed feet don't hide their liking for fishing. The viudinas are also called black swallows and live on the archipelago all year round. Fernando de Noronha has a number of breeding colonies of this species, something not as common as it would seem after having sighted hundreds of them on those small barren islands in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean over 500 kilometers away from the continental shore. For the time being, the viudinas patiently accept the growing number of human beings who come to the national park. The raw material that attracts tourism and that is timidly, although with a firm and worrying step, settling over the archipelago, is not only solar energy. Besides the sun, birds as pretty as the viudinas are an attraction that does not deserve being mistreated. Next to the birds cast in mourning, we find their replica in exquisite white, the novinha, or gracinha, another sea swallow with sophisticated airs. They are so docile that they can be held in the palm of the hand. Thanks to the park and its restricted walking areas, they are at ease. As are the gannets, spreading their feathers with a fat that is secreted by their glands, so they don't get wet when they go for a dive. The frigate birds and the brown piqueros are watching the solar clock. Afternoon is closing in, and with it the arrival of fresh fish to the Morro Bay. With the swell, sardines and other treats come in schools that we can't see, but the piqueros do. Afternoons on Fernando de Noronha are for these birds, called atobás here. We are astounded by their fishing technique. Totally in control, they capture their prey and save their lives at the same time, watchful of the ocean's attack and of the slippery silver of their plate of fish. The fiercer Neptune's kingdom, the larger the amount of birds that ride on its crest. And what began as an isolated performance of individual fishing, in a few minutes becomes a fishing hunt in which there are more birds than fish. Dusk is on its way, and the piqueros, the frigate birds, novinas and viodinas retire. And so do we, because tomorrow will be just as intense a day as this one was in this Brazilian seafaring paradise. It's 7 o'clock in the morning in the Bahia dos Golfinhos, and these young nature lovers do their mathematics exercises. They have to count without getting confused. An important scientific project that is being carried out and has been continuously 365 days a year since 1986 depends on them. They are taking a census of the dolphins, spinning dolphins that come to greet the dawn in this virgin bay every day, where navigation is forbidden so they won't be bothered. The dolphins never miss their rendezvous, but their numbers increase particularly during the months of August through January. There might easily be 700 extremely communicative specimens today. You will soon learn why they are called spinning dolphins. These mammals communicate amongst each other by letting their over 90-kilogram bodies fall on the water surface, thus producing different tones. The percussion and pirouettes form a part of a complex and personal language that is being studied by the national park biologists. The spinning dolphins inhabit the tropical Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, and the Indian Ocean. But they find very few places like this one, where they can reproduce without persecutions or black tides. They are very sociable and go about their flings in groups, a female being courted by up to 10 males at once. The female will copulate with the one that proves to be the most intelligent and clever of the group, and will celebrate the occasion in the normal way, with an astounding leap. Fernando de Noronha is the only place in the world where we can witness the natural behavior of animals that have been so often humiliated in dolphin aquariums and in zoos. Our work in television, mine and that of my co-workers, has brought us here. We are walking on the summit of an enormous mountain that submerges 4,000 meters deep, here in the archipelago of Fernando de Noronha. You might be thinking in your homes, those people are lucky. I'd like to be in that paradise. And you're right, it is a paradise. But as in other Brazilian natural parks, it needs the care and attention of the authorities. Enjoyment and conservation in an unyielding bond. After a few years, we will return to Fernando de Noronha, and will it seem as marvelous to us? Will its natural environment have remained intact? What about the dead that are buried in this archipelago? Will they have been aroused by the noise of tourism? Everything that you have seen in today's episode exists, but above all, the possibility of getting close to nature and being able to leave it without a trace of our existence. Tourism and conservation, two concepts that are sentenced to understand each other in the 21st century. We will return to the more humanized Amazonia in our next episode. We can't help ourselves. We will narrate stories of love and indifference on the banks of everyone's river. The city struggling to find a place for itself in the middle of nature, and the jungle defending itself. We will discover the everyday life of those who have decided to colonize and dominate the most untamable nature that exists on this blue planet. And we will be witness to the daily duel with a powerful river. As you know, here in Amazonia, the last call.